Dude, talk about Jordan Peterson. Oh, Jordan Peterson changed my life too. Jordan Peterson helped me have the strength to say things out loud more clearly. Jordan Peterson, because I come from a family of intellectuals and teachers and like the Jordan Peterson side of life, like what he is. He's a professor. But they're not like the crazy professors. Like my parents used to teach at St. Procopius College. Like they taught at Christian colleges and they've had ups and downs with their Christianity because of problems we had in my town with the Catholic Church. But in general, they're like good people. Colleges are like, at this point, propaganda machines for progressive socialist, Marxist fucking nonsense. And Jordan Peterson reminded me a lot of my mom and what she went through. Just not backing down. And my mom couldn't get a job at the college after she quit to raise children because the feminists don't respect motherhood. And to watch my mom go through that, honestly, as a child, inspired me to do that myself when I was an adult. I watched my mom not sign petitions to have people fired, knowing that she would lose her job. Because she said, that's a good person, I won't do that. Like my mom does not waver. If she loves you, she loves you. And if she doesn't, she doesn't. It's so funny how my mom's amazing. Like I put up conversations with my mom on Patreon. I have a new one I have to put up. But we were having a big laugh the other day about how she was a feminist back when, not a feminist, but like back, women did used to have like serious issues. Like they wouldn't let women swim in the local watering hole or whatever it was called, fishing hole. Because she's 75 from Wisconsin. Her dad's was a lead miner, died of the black lung, literally. So she comes from a time when like going to college was a revolutionary act for a woman, and she did. She has her PhD. She saw what feminism became was a way to control women and a way to not let women express themselves as mothers. Because she said, I don't want to work. I want to raise my children. And it was really interesting. So listening to Jordan Peterson, I was transfixed. Like I asked my wife, I've listened to everything he's ever done at least twice. And how he broke down the Bible from a hyper reality point of view was like, it was like everything I wanted, I needed to hear. Because like the literal interpretation of a lot of the Bible has always thrown me for a loop. And it made me feel more agnostic. But I always felt like I believed in God, but I couldn't like handle some of the stories. And then the way he broke it down and especially the Old Testament. The Old Testament is all archetypes. Well, at least that's what I believe. But some people believe different stuff, but it's all good. It's like, the brothers, Cain and Abel, like breaking that down, the Genesis, breaking that down, like what Adam means, what Eve means, what the Eden means, what the walled garden, all this shit. How the meek shall inherit the earth. Meek actually was translated from a word that meant a sheathed sword. It doesn't mean meek. It doesn't mean like cuck. The cucks don't inherit the earth. The men who inherit the earth and the women who inherit the earth are the ones who have a sword, but choose to let it stay sheathed. Well, and people spoke in metaphor back then. That's how people spoke and transmitted great. When Jordan Peterson debated Sam Harris the second time, he said something that I'll never forget. He said, but Peterson, I can't remember. Peterson's the man. Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, I won't kill a guy for you, but I'll help you hide the body or I'll help you come up with a story. The thing he said on Sam Harris, yeah. So Sam Harris is a brilliant man, and I love listening to him, but he just doesn't seem to understand religion very well. And I don't even want to criticize the guy because he's so smart that it's tough to criticize someone that intelligent. But he will literally be like, and in this passage, they're saying that Noah got every animal in in the one chip, and it's like, you don't get the point though. And so Jordan Peterson had a counter to it that was perfect. He goes, is Shakespeare true? Is Dostoevsky true? And Harris is like, well, I don't know. What do you mean? He's like, is it true? He's like, it's fiction, but it's true. And we all know it's true. And then he got into hyper reality. It's so true. It you can see it everywhere, and you can just change the names of the story and apply it everywhere in human nature as far back as we've evolved with like our brain chemistry and our instincts. There are true stories, like King Lear. Is that true? Whether or not King Lear existed or not does not take away from the fact that it's true. Oh, yes. Jordan Peterson also talked about that. Sometimes the most brilliant people in the world have huge weak spots. It's almost like someone with giant ears that can hear really well. They can't keep their head on their they can't even stand up straight. There was a type of deer that went extinct in Ireland because their antlers got so big they started dragging their head on the ground. They could no longer eat. Sometimes it's a defective thing why someone's so intelligent. I have friends that are so smart, they're like, Caltech, PhD, physics smart, and they don't see things that are so obvious to everyone else because it's like all their power is in one area. And so it's this hyper specific. I think a lot of the social problems we're having right now, is because there's very smart people that are very like logically smart at the top of like the top of the social hierarchy right now, and they're almost like shifting how we see the world based on algorithmic efficiencies and not based on what is true. And I think like it's almost like Amazon and Apple and all these corporations, it's almost like more efficient if there was no gender. And it's almost like there's a push for efficiency that isn't true.